In June 2026, the traditional playbook for buying a PC broke. The hardware market fractured right down the middle, separating highly experimental mobile processors from the proven reliability of desktop standards. The catalyst for this split happened at Computex Taipei. Nvidia bypassed their standard graphics card updates and launched the RTX Spark, a complete PC processor that abandons traditional x86 architecture entirely. Directly opposing that approach, AMD made a highly unusual countermove. They resurrected a decade-old motherboard platform to release a $349 processor aimed squarely at maximizing value for budget-conscious users. You now face a stark choice. Do you spend heavily to adopt an entirely unproven architectural standard, or do you squeeze every last drop of value out of an aging technology? Standard benchmark scores and tech reviews can't solve this for you anymore. To make the right choice, you have to map the specific risks of these new platforms directly to what you do every single day. On one far end, we have the experimental track. Nvidia's RTX Spark platform runs on ARM architecture and requires an initial investment of at least $2,500. On the exact opposite end is the safe harbor. AMD's newly re-released 5800X3D gives you a traditional desktop processor for exactly $349. Let's look at the split on screen. The left side demands a massive premium for mobile AI capabilities and unified memory. The right side gives you raw, proven gaming performance for a fraction of the cost. We are going to strip away the marketing claims from both companies. Instead, we'll look at the raw capabilities and hardware constraints of these specific price points to see where your money actually belongs. Weighing a mobile AI workstation directly against a desktop gaming CPU makes no sense on paper. You have to evaluate them strictly through real-world scenarios to find the right investment. Microsoft's new Surface Laptop Ultra is the primary flagship vessel carrying Nvidia's RTX Spark chip into the market. Instead of keeping the central processor and graphics card isolated, both sets of cores share a single unified memory pool. Because data avoids the PCIe bus entirely, you can render complex 3D scenes or run local AI models on battery without killing your charge. But that hardware advantage comes with a severe risk. You are committing to Windows on ARM, a software ecosystem that is still very much under construction. If the specific video editing tools or 3D modeling software you rely on haven't been natively ported to ARM yet, your expensive new laptop has to run them through emulation. That instantly degrades your performance and drains your battery. Microsoft did include a physical workaround for heavy workloads by equipping the laptop with Thunderbolt 5 ports. This means you can plug in an external desktop graphics card, like an RTX 5090, when you're at your desk. But doing that completely defeats the purpose of paying a premium for a mobile workstation in the first place. The Surface Laptop Ultra requires you to pay a steep early adopter tax. You get hardware dominance, but you must be willing to endure the inevitable bugs and software growing pains that come with it. Let's look at the exact opposite strategy. AMD is bypassing the architectural race by heavily supporting their decade-old AM4 desktop platform. If you already own an older AM4 motherboard, you can buy the 10th anniversary edition of the 5800X3D processor for $349 and drop it right into your existing system. This chart shows exactly why that matters. The 5800X3D sits securely in the high-output, low-cost top left quadrant. You achieve modern gaming frame rates without spending a single dollar on a new motherboard, new memory, or a new cooler. The trade-off is absolute finality. The AM4 platform is effectively dead. When you buy this processor, you invest in a system offering zero future upgrade paths. AMD does offer a safety valve, the $329 Ryzen 7 7700X3D. It runs on their newer AM5 socket, guaranteeing upgrade support through 2029. But it requires you to buy a brand new motherboard and RAM to use it. By leaning into legacy hardware, AMD deliberately sacrifices cutting-edge innovation. In return, they offer you extreme financial value and total platform stability. Let's put both of these extremes on the table to evaluate the exact relationship between the money you spend and the output you get. Nvidia and Microsoft's alliance asks for a massive budget and subjects you to high software risk, but delivers immense computational output in a mobile form factor. The AMD route requires a minimal budget and carries zero software risk, delivering highly efficient performance specifically for gaming. Right now, there is no comfortable middle ground between these specific releases. You have to commit to one side or the other. Resolving this matrix means abandoning generic buying advice completely. We have to filter these choices strictly through the lens of your daily tasks. This is a decision framework built to cut through the hardware hype. It starts with one question. What is your primary daily workflow? If your primary work involves AI development and modeling massive datasets, the decision comes down to raw memory access. For this specific work, the Surface Laptop Ultra is a highly specialized tool. Access to 128 gigabytes of unified memory, alongside local CUDA support, provides hardware benefits that outweigh the early adopter risks of the ARM ecosystem. If you are a dedicated PC gamer focused entirely on maximizing your frame rates per dollar, we look at the second path. For any gamer already on the AM4 platform, the 5800X3D allows you to bypass the Nvidia ARM hype and match modern performance for just $349. Finally, we have traditional creative professionals, those of you editing video, mixing audio, or designing graphics. You should wait. Windows on ARM remains unproven for vital tools from Adobe and Autodesk. Until those run flawlessly without emulation, Apple's established M-series ecosystem remains the only risk-free choice. Today, your daily software needs determine which side of this hardware divide you're forced to occupy. First-generation hardware almost always forces you to pay a tax, both in money and in lost productivity due to early software bugs. The core rule of upgrading hasn't changed. You should only purchase new hardware when it solves an immediate, measurable bottleneck in your current daily workflow. Invest in experimental, bleeding-edge power only when your work strictly demands it. Otherwise, let guaranteed value and software stability guide your wallet.